Welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, we discuss about join component. So in ab initio, join component, we discuss about concept and purpose, parameters, runtime behavior, and join types like inner join, explicit, full outer join, driving parameter, max core, and max memory. So these are the topics that we are going to discuss in this video. So let's start. In ab initio join component, the name itself we can understand that the join component is joining our input data and providing output data. So joining, it is happening between two or more input. So few points that I have written here, that join reads the data from two or more input port and combine the records which matching key according to the transform that you have specified, and finally it will be send the transform record to the output port. Okay, so join port allow you to collect some reject data, unused data. In this picture we can see that we are having two input port and one output port. So based on the input port, your unused port, reject port, and error port will be increased. So whatever data it is not matching based on the key, so those unused record will be sending to unused 0 and unused 1. If any rejection is happening while transform, then it will be sending to your reject port. Okay, so now we discuss about the list of parameters for join component. So as join component is provide so many parameters. So I have highlighted some important parameters here and we will be discussed in this video. And rest of the parameters, it is like common for most of the component that we are using. Also you just make a notice that I have listed the parameters based on that some sequence. So this sequence is matter, it's like your runtime behavior, when your component will be run during runtime. Okay, quickly we can start one by one parameter. First we discuss about the count parameter. So default it will be 2. So based on the input port, your output port, output port will be 1, and we have unused port, reject port, and error port. So these also will be increased based on the count. Let's suppose if you have defined 5 count value, so the 5 port will be generated. Also the parameter also will be increased based on your count. So if I have defined 5, then the record match required will be 5, dedupe parameter also will be 5, select parameter also will be 5, and override key also will be have 5. So this will be increased based on your count value. Next parameter we will discuss about sorted input. The sorted input parameter, it is very important, and this will be decide some other parameter like driving port and max core and max memory. Based on the sorted input, those parameter will be enabled. So by default this parameter will be true, means that your input data should come sorted order, and if you are giving the false, then it will accept your unsorted data. Okay, if your sorted input is true, then your check sort will be enabled. If your sorted input is false, then your maintain order will be enabled. So based on that your sorted input, these two parameter will be work. Next parameter we discuss key. The key specifier that join accept and join will work based on your key. So based on the key matching, your record will be generate whether it is matching or unmatching. Okay, so join also accept your null key. So whenever you require cross join, Cartesian type of join you want to do, then you have to provide the open curly bracket and close curly bracket, so it will be decided as a null key. And next parameter we discuss about join type. So in ab initio join component we provide 3 types of join. inner join, pull outer join, and explicit. So inner join, that is our default. This inner join will work based on your key matching. So based on your key matching, it will be generate one output record. And pull outer join, so based on the key that your wherever it is not matching, those record also will be generated in your output. Okay, and third we have explicit. So explicit will allow to implement like left outer join or right outer join. So when you select the explicit, then your another parameter that record match required will be enabled. Suppose if your count value is 2, then this record match required also will be 0 and 1. So based on the count, your record match required parameter will be increased. If you are 0, if you are specifying true, and 1 if you specify false, then it means it will be work your like left outer join. If you are first one if you are giving false and second one if you are giving true, then it will be specified like as a right outer join. If you are giving both like true, then it will be work like inner join, and if you are giving both as a false, then it will be work like as a pull outer join. Okay. Next parameter we have dedupe. So dedupe parameter will work after the select parameter. So dedupe parameter we have two options. Dedupe this input before joining, or you can select do not dedupe this input. So this parameter will be default. If you want to remove the duplicate before joining, then you can select this option. Okay. So next parameter we have select. In select parameter we use to expression to filter out the record before join function. Okay. So whatever the select condition that filter we are applying, so if you are giving like true, then record is coming to join port, or else it will be discard. It is same like where condition in SQL. Next parameter we have override key. So here also will be increase the parameter based on the count. So if you have 5 count, then this override key also will be increased. So this override key we can use, or we can specify alternate key. Means suppose if your input having the key name is different and second input having the key name is different, so you can use this override key. Okay. Next parameter we have driving parameter. So driving parameter will be enabled based on your sorted input parameter. If your sorted input parameter is set to false, then only this parameter will be enabled. If your sorted input parameter is true, then you can't edit or provide this value. Okay, this driving input should be largest input. All other inputs are read into memory. So means, let's suppose if you have 5 input flow is there, so 5th input flow having huge volume of data, then you can specify 5 here. Means this driving parameter will be your 5th input will be take as a least precedence, and whatever the others like 1 2 3 4, those input flow will be go to your max memory. So the joining will be based on your driving and non-driving parameter. So driving port, basic simple terms we can say that it is like bypass, because input having huge volume of data, so that we can go through the bypass, and whatever not defined in driving parameter, that will be write into max core. Okay. So what will happen, the join will be the join component will be joining the data from max. The record is already loaded in max core, so that will be joined through the driving parameter. Okay, because the input is coming through the driving, that will be not located in your memory, but rest of the input will be located to in your max core. So this is the how driving port will work. Okay, because this driving port, if you specify huge volumes of input, so that will be some your performance will be increased. So next we have max core and max memory. These two parameters will be enabled based on your sorted input parameter. If sorted input parameter is set to false, then your max core will be enabled. If your sorted input parameter is true, then max memory will be used. So the default size is already will be there, like 64 MB for max core and 8 MB for max memory. Okay. So the question will be rise then, why do you require max core and max memory? So max core is or max memory is required to component to specify that this much memory uses is required to perform my input flow. Okay, if it is increase whatever the specify size, then it will be write the temporary file into your disk. Okay, so the spoilage may be occur if your length size whatever they specify it is less than the processing, then you can increase based on your requirement. Okay, so this is how the parameters are for join component. So if you have any questions, feel free to comment me. If you are new to my channel, please subscribe my channel. And last we have transform parameter. So in transform parameter we have used that join function, right? So join function that we have two argument. Let's suppose I have two input in 0 and in 1. So which record you want, from in 0 or in 1? So based on that your requirement, you can specify your input argument and you can provide the output. Okay, so this is how the transform will work. Quickly we can discuss the runtime behavior of join component. Okay, so the join component will read the record from multiple input port and it will be apply the select if you have specify anything in select parameter. So once the select parameter passed, then it will be come to your do parameter. So do parameter will be work after select expression and it will be remove the duplicate before coming to your joining port, and whatever the key that you may specify in key parameter, and it will be produce your output record based on the join type. Okay, so this is the how the overall runtime behavior of join component. Okay, here I have given one example for all join types. Okay, and I have two input file is there in 0 and in 1, and I have two field. I pick the first record, that first record is matching with second file. Yes, how many times? 1 2 2 record will be generated. Okay, so 2 record is generated. Now pick the second record and check how many times it is matching. It is matching 2 times, so 2 again 2 new records is generated. Okay, so this one 101, this ID is not matching, so inner join will be not produced. And let's say about null. So null also will be compared between first record with second file, then it will produce yes 2 times is there, then it will produce 2 times. Then second record of the null, that will be checked with second file where yes it is 2 times it is matching, then 2 again more 2 more times it will be produced. So total this much will be produced. Okay, so this is what inner join work. Okay, so if you see for explicit join, so explicit join, that once you select that explicit, it will be enable your record match required parameter. So this parameter will be increased based on your count. So let's suppose I have 2 count is there, then you have 2 record match required will be there. If you want left join, then you have to make first input as a true and second input you have to make as a false. Okay, and if you want right join, then you can first input you can make as a false and second input you can make as a true. Okay, so left join, how the data will be produced. So left join, suppose in example as we can see this much in inner join we have this much record is produced. I mean total we have 8 records produced. Okay, so in left join, if you see for this ID is here, I mean that is not matching. So you can consider that inner join plus what are the remaining record that is not matched, that is 101. So this also will be come to your output. So this is called, I mean, this will be like in left join. If you say for right join, inner join plus remaining record which is not matched, that will also come to your output. Okay, so you can see the 102 also will be additional for right join. And full outer join, it will be like inner join plus not match record of input 1, input 0 and input 1, means this record also will be, both record will become your full outer join. Okay, so next we can work like cross join. How the cross join will be work? If you define null key, blank key, so then it will be work like your cross join. Cross join means that how many record is your input 0 and second input how many record is there. So it will be multiply from one input to another input. Okay, it doesn't matter what key that you have given. So first record is there, then it will be produce like for first record it will produce your second input how many record is there. So in this scenario we have 6 record is there, then 6 will become for first record. Okay, so likewise 6 will be multiply in 6, so 6 into 6, 36 record will be produced in your output. Okay, so this is how the cross join will be work. Okay, so this is how about overall the join. Okay, so if you have any question, you can put your comment in comment section, and this PDF also will be attached in description. You can download this PDF and you can go through this PDF. Okay, so thank you so much for watching this video.